Prof.
Hmm.
Hi.
Are
Hi,
you?
Prof.
Yes.
Yes. Good evening to everybody who have joined us again this evening for another thought-provoking literary hour.
Yes.
Prof and I, we're happy that you're here, and we're going to be talking about the what, Prof? I'll put it there for them to see the feminine mystique.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you're asking, we're going to be talking about women. We're talking about the female mystique in selected literary works. And I'm sure most of you know some of these works. So please try and get involved in the conversation, whether it's using these works as framework for Liberian society. Let's talk about the female mystique. So, Prof, why the female mystique? What's so
Yeah.
mysterious
Yeah.
about it?
Like I said the last time, there is some mystery, some strange positive energy about women.
Oh,
Strange positive energy about women. Just I know that's why, for instance, uh, uh, that's why, for instance, all this thing about sexual harassment and all that kind of thing, picture and everything exploded and what have you. But the thing about it is that women have a special aura, whether they absorb it, whether they embrace it or not. There is that aura. A woman gets into a gathering and all of a sudden the atmosphere changes. A woman says something and people want to know more about the person who said it. So all these things put together, whether for good or for bad, people tend to a large extent to appreciate the presence of a woman. And that is why when a woman is in the home, that is a very special home. That is why nowadays, of course, it's a big thing where they say uh, you have a part for men and you have a part for women. Men, you've got to have a part for women. That exchange is very much important. It makes the atmosphere whole. So all these things are part and parcel of the mystique, the feminine mystique.
but Prof, men have mystique also, don't you think, or
Yeah,
no?
they do, but I am a man talking here. They do have a mystique, but actually it is the feminine mystique. If you were to talk about it, it's for me. I would say 40-60. I would say 40-60. Towards women. That's what I would say. You know, those of us who did grow uh, in the company of our mothers will know what I'm talking about. A child is uh, slapped or hit on the head and what have you, and the child runs home. What does the mother do? I know there are uh, sprinkled cases where women say, "Go back and fight," but a woman, a mother will call that child, and the next thing, the child is sitting in the lap of the mother, and the mother is wiping away the tears and is kind of speaking little nothings. And eventually, the child who was crying bounces up and is laughing again. I'm not talking about uh, the moment of breastfeeding, where the child, even though is sucking at the mother's breast, but is still playing with the chin of the mother, and the mother is saying sweet nothings as well and what have you. So there are so many positive things about the feminine mystique. Again, I say this knowing very well that there are uh, exceptions and what have you, but to a large extent, the spirit of a woman is very much stunning. It's very much stunning.
And yet, I would today I will play the devil's advocate
Please go ahead.
and
Yes.
disagree with you in some
Hmm.
ways, because
Yeah.
we know that when Okonko in Things Fall Apart, when
Hmm.
he shattered the week of peace or the festival of peace, right?
Hmm.
And he ran to his mother, right? He ran to his mother's village.
Uh-huh. Okay. All
Yes,
right. Right.
to his mother's village, because I have the
Hmm.
quote from Uchendo, his uncle, who says, "Mother is
Hmm.
supreme." I'm quoting now.
Yeah.
A man belongs to his fatherland when things are good
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
life is sweet. But
Yeah.
when there is sorrow and bitterness, he finds
Hmm.
refuge in his motherland. Your
Yeah.
mother is there to protect you. She is buried
Yeah.
there. That's why we say
Hmm.
mother is supreme.
Hmm.
This mystique, or this
Yeah.
phenomena of the mother as nurturing, as
Yeah.
the nurturing one in a relationship, the nurturer of the children,
Yeah.
have been, I would say, almost exploited by
Mm.
writers. They've gone
Mm.
above and beyond until
Mhm.
they have these, they have
Mm.
they have they have created this good
Mhm.
versus evil
Yeah.
within the female mystique, the feminine
Mhm.
mystique.
Yeah.
Mother is good, mother is supreme,
Yeah.
mother is nurturing, mother is
Mhm.
loving.
Mhm.
So if there's ever a writer who's writing, and well, an African writer, but a
Mm.
writer in general, and says, "Oh, uh, 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 the mother did this," it's almost like a taboo.
Yeah.
It's like no, the mother is nurturing. No, the mother is
Mhm.
this. So I feel like, yes, the mother is supreme, but I feel like we have pushed this almost to. I mean, I don't know why we've pushed it until we feel like African writers have, well, older writers like
Mhm.
Achebe,
Mhm.
uh,
Quincy and all those.
Quincy,
Mhm.
Buchi and Macheda, all of
Yeah.
those people,
Celestia
even
Mandy. Yeah.
even some of it, even Nugugi in some ways, although not wholly Nugugi,
Mhm. Mhm.
they pointed to the mother as nurturer, and
Even with no child.
that
Yeah.
stereotype, or that that persona has perpetuated this mystique of the mother as the nurturer. Don't you think, or no?
Well, the thing about it is, remember I pointed out that there are exceptions. All right. And if you talk about uh, if you talk about motherhood or
Hmm.
womanhood,
Womanhood, yeah.
it gets to a point of the question, when you hear that word, what comes to your mind? And what generally comes to the mind is what people are talking about. It doesn't obviate the fact that there are exceptions where there are certain individuals who hear the word motherhood or womanhood and say, "What? Motherhood, womanhood? You know, I could just anytime kill my mother," somebody would say. So experiences will vary, but what we are talking about is a more dominant. I agree that in all things, in all things, there are instances where yes, we can talk about exploiting a particular perspective, but yet that doesn't obviate, that doesn't excuse the fact that So yes, I agree. There are cases in what we are talking about. Is like talking about. I know probably this might be a little off, but you are talking about connotative meaning and denotative meaning of the word.
Yeah.
That's what comes into the picture. For instance, you know, if you had a very positive relationship with or you've had positive experience with a cop or cops, police, if somebody is saying that police cops are bad, you say, no, I don't believe that. But again, it will be insensitive to use your own example or your own experience as what an overarching experience. That's what I'm talking about within the context of motherhood and womanhood.
So the dominant the dominant persona of woman in African novels is mother.
Yeah, mother.
Mother. Yeah.
Nurturing,
Not
caring,
mother. Yeah.
sympathetic, empathetic, what have you. Yeah.
So if we
It's almost an abomination to hear about a mother who trashes her children.
yes.
It is almost not known. And
Yeah.
that is not being romantic about it, because that is the thing.
Yeah. And this like we say, this motherhood, it has permeated almost every genre of
Hmm.
literature. You know, the
Yeah.
mother is the sainted mother.
Yes.
Mother is the one who uphold the values, who keeps the
Yes.
family together.
That's why they say Mother Earth, for instance. That's been translated to Mother Earth. You see,
Yeah, yeah.
not saying,
But I mean, we're talking about the mystique, but
yeah.
we have to also look at the fact that um there are different personas of women that
Mhm.
have permeated. Yes, there's
Mhm.
a mystique about women,
Yeah.
but then you have the mother, then you have um the wife,
Hmm.
you have
Hmm.
the daughter,
Yeah.
you have the whore,
Yeah.
or the outcast,
Yes.
then you have the old maid.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, but now you have the liberated woman.
Yes.
Yeah. So
They are
the
all spread out
persona,
there. Yeah.
yeah, they are it's evolving. More more levels of womanhood are being
Yeah.
added to the conversation. Yeah.
And that
So
is the reality about life.
yeah.
That is because life has a multiplicity of experiences. And if the same way, if we must talk about man, we've got to talk about man within the multifaceted life of a man. So should we be able to talk about the multifaceted life of what of woman?
Yeah. So Prof, you're leading the conversation today. Where do we start in literature?
Mhm.
You said selected literary pieces. So where do we start to talk about this mother or this
Mhm.
mystique?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Shall we? Well, we talk a bit about. We might come back to it, but we talk a bit about the good mother now, the good woman, and what have you.
Like
Can we?
Achebe, right? There were a lot of
Yeah,
good mothers in there.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What can we talk about? Uh, yeah, it's Jaguar Nana, for instance, who takes. She starts from a humble background.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the daughter of uh, a priest, a pastor, and gets in the community where she befriends someone she sees as a godmother, and you know the godmother kind of teaches her life. And so by the time in her teens, by the time it is time to leave for their mother's village, she is virtually a whole woman because she's had a kid, and through kid, the godmother, she has it from the parents. And when some fighting breaks up, border fighting breaks up, and she is about to go, she comes back to get her child, and the child is presumed dead. Kid takes the child and makes that child her own. Again, that's another woman we see over there. So she loses the touch of a caring, kind-hearted person, but becomes a an evil person. Uh, Through all that, eventually, of course, Jaguar Nana has grown up now, and uh, she has someone who deals in petrol, gasoline, and she's not happy with it because she cannot produce a child anymore. She cannot produce a child anymore. That one child. And so she goes to the city, and that's where her real Jaguar Nana starts.
But Prof, I think that we do a disservice to the reading of women who deviate from the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's a woman 45 years old, right? Living on her own, trying to survive as well,
Yeah.
and meeting Freddie,
Mm-hmm. Right
right? The
now.
boyfriend who she thinks is going to give her the respectable life,
Yes.
right? I mean, if Freddie is using Jaqua,
Mm.
because
Mm.
okay, through her he gets his
Mm.
passport,
Mm.
right?
Uh-huh.
And through her he gets his needs met.
Mm.
And there's Jaqua being vilified as
Mm.
not intelligent enough.
Mm.
But here is a man using Jaqua, and
Mm.
then at the end he marries Nancy.
Mm. But would you say that probably we should say both are using each other? Would you say would you say both are using each other because Jaguar is interested in future investment, and Freddie Nami at a point wants to achieve his dream of one day becoming even a lawyer. And so it's I think it's more of a cat and mouse game, to which Jaguar loses, even though she goes to Freddie Namin's town and is able to unite two two factions of the Nami family that had been at loggerhead, but using her female mystique,
No, Prof,
she
I don't agree with you, because you see, Freddie, uh,
uh-huh,
as always is the case,
uh-huh,
he can pick up where he left off.
uh-huh,
Jaqua is old, right?
yeah,
She's 45. She
uh-huh,
wants somebody where she can say, let me rest,
uh-huh,
right? So
yeah,
Jaqua, the usage of each other
uh-huh.
is not equal.
Whoa, why you
It's not
said that?
equal.
Why you said that, Jackie? Why?
It's not equal. Freddie can go along. Freddie can get married. Then he gets children.
Yes.
Jaqua is confined to this city
Mm,
life of dancing
mm,
in the
mhm,
Tropicana
yeah.
and just living a life to be able to get her needs met and to
But
even compete
but
for the
Freddie,
chief.
Freddie, they found each other. Freddie didn't go really begging for her. They found each other. There had to be some chemistry that brought them together. And within the context of the chemistry, each devised something uh, uh, personal to him or her. So I don't know.
No, okay, so
So
let's look.
you are clapping for Jaguar. Okay, all
Yeah, I,
right.
I I think that she has been misunderstood. Yeah,
Okay,
I think that
all
she
right.
has been misunderstood.
Well,
Yeah,
how
okay.
so? Just briefly before we go, how so? What what is the misunderstanding?
Because if you look at it, she's
Mhm.
trying hard to survive
Uh-huh.
in a world dominated by men. Put
Yeah.
it that
Okay.
way.
I
She's
agree.
used by the chief, or chief, right? Now, any chief.
Yes. Over some time
Yeah,
along the
she's
road.
she's used in every way.
Mm.
So yes, I don't see anything bad about her.
Oh.
No, no, no. Listen, Prof.
Uh-huh.
The sexual adventures aside,
Yes.
what is bad about Jaqua? What is this mystique that you think is bad about Jaqua?
Mm. Okay.
Defend it as a man.
No, Jacqua, at some point, that she wants to be possessive, and
Okay,
yet she wants Freddie Namin tied down. So each I won't say she is bad in the sense, but let's give it to the whole situation where each is fighting to achieve something out of a relationship.
okay,
We go into relationships, and we have self-conceitedness about that relationship, and if we are not very careful, it breaks up, it implodes, and it's like let the chips fall where they may, and what have you. So I
Okay.
agree. We can go on to other things, but we need to also think about that. Okay,
Okay, so let's move from Jacqua now to
okay,
Tene and
okay.
Kema.
This guy hot and came out. Okay, came out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay. So you see, Prof, I'm like I said,
came
we're
out.
trying to be the devil's advocate because you see,
Yeah,
there is the in in literature,
yeah.
there's always this perception
Mm-hmm.
that the rural is pure, the
Yeah,
rural is good, and the
mm-hmm.
urban is bad.
It's
There's
like
this, there's this,
innocence. The
yeah,
old idea of
vis-a-vis.
innocence. Yes.
Yeah, it's always the case. Urban, if you go into the city,
Mm-hmm.
then you're a bad person, or there's bad things in the city, you're going there to be corrupted.
Yeah.
So let's go now to Kema and Tene in murder
Mm-hmm.
in the Kesawa patch.
Yeah, by Baltimore. Yeah.
We come, yeah, by Baltimore, we come first to the mother,
Mm-hmm.
to their mother, because we're talking about motherhood and mystique, to the
Yeah.
mother who is the nurturer,
Yeah.
right? She's nurturing.
Mm.
But Kema leaves, right?
Mm.
Kema wants the life in the city.
Yeah.
Tene remains in the town with
Yeah.
what's his name? What's his
Yeah.
name, bro?
Gotokai. Gotokai.
Gotokai. Sorry, with Gotokai.
Yeah.
Although Gotokai cannot provide for her, she still likes him.
Mm.
But the corruption comes in
Mm.
when Kema returns.
Yeah.
So Kema is the corrupting influence on Tene.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now equate Kema and
Mm.
Jakwa Nana, right?
Mm.
Jakwa Nana is in a city, she's having
Mm.
a life. Jakwa Nana doesn't corrupt anybody in a village, I don't think. She leaves.
Mm.
But Kema returns to
Mm.
tell Tene that Gotokai cannot provide for her and
Mhm.
come to the city, we're going to have all these nice things,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so how do you feel about Kema and Gotokai? I mean, and Tene?
Well, okay.
What's the mystique there?
Again, the key thing we should be looking at is what you started with, which is city life versus village life or rural
Yes,
life.
yes,
Within the context of rural life, when we say that uh, is pure, it's more of the innocence. It's more of being wide-eyed. Cayman became much wide-eyed when she started going to the city and what have you. So we talk about padding and all that kind of a thing, and you will not find that in the rural life. Godokai will say that he could provide for Tenin, but not to the height or not to the intensity of what Kema was experiencing in the city.
yes,
So if we look at that level of consumerism, for instance, if we want to talk about that, we will say that Jaguar Nana was also engaged in consumerism that you will find in city, going to parties, dressing in the most gorgeous ways so that you attract people here and there. That is the life, for instance, that Kema wanted to draw or decided to draw Tenet into because she had power over Tenet. So we can see how certain experiences corrupt,
yeah,
certain experiences corrupt. It may not be the individuals themselves, but the environment creates the kind of needs and wants that people kind of chase after, and it is in that context that they destroy themselves. In Jacques Nana's case, uh, the godmother is the influencing person. So you can even compare her to Kema, who has tasted life because this godmother was the well, woman or girlfriend of a Greek miner, who was in the teen business. So here I would think that the best thing we do is just see how environment corrupts people.
So if that's the case,
Hmm.
why did why did Kema and Tenen's mother
Hmm.
not play this nurturing role to circumvent Kema?
Well, you have to understand now that these were already old people. By the time we met them, they were already old. It was like my child just give me small thing, let me eat and forget about whatever whatever is happening. So it's one of those things happened even during the war. During the war, even though the parents were a little irate about how some of their daughters were carrying on, they could not say anything because if they said that, the child would not bring food into the house and they won't want to die of hunger and things of that nature. So when the kids have grown to a point when they become breadwinners, then the power, the parental power of the older ones ceases. So that
Yeah.
is what I see in the case of Kema and Tenen.
Okay. So what about Guina Pao?
Okay, okay. Here,
Guyana,
this.
whatever you pronounce it properly.
You can leave me alone. Okay. The thing about it is that Guania, you know that she was betrothed when she was yet a, a grown up. In child, she was betrothed when she was a kid. So she gets to 18 thereabout and says, "Well, enough of the foolishness," especially when the man comes to the house to claim her. There you see her standing up for her independence. She wants to assert her voice that yes, whatever you people caught, whatever contract you people got into, I wasn't part of it and I don't want to be any part of it. So she picks up and that's how she and her friend elope.
But would you say, and
Yeah.
and 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 like I say, I'm going to be the devil's advocate.
Yeah, please
Would
go
you
ahead. Which
say,
which which makes the whole thing interesting, yes.
yeah, would you say that in the norm,
Mm-hmm.
African literature, especially those written by men,
Yes.
perpetuate this stereotype
Mm-hmm.
of good woman versus evil woman?
Mm-hmm.
It's always the urban woman who is the corrupting influence on
Yeah.
the good rural woman,
Yeah.
right? Never the other way, right?
But is it not fair?
It's never that
Go ahead.
Freddie left Jaqua,
Mhm.
went to England, came back
Mhm.
with and married Nancy,
Yeah.
leaving. It's always there was a reason why he left. It was
Mhm.
her fault that he
Yeah.
left. You
Mhm.
see, so I'm saying that the onus is always on the woman. In
Yeah.
the books, I'm not talking about real life. Of course, in
No,
real life,
no.
I mean, we saw it just
No,
now
I agree.
in
I get the point you are
Liberia.
making. Yes. No, you see, the again, colonialism has had a devastating impact. This is not to say that there's not been some aspects of colonialism that, for instance, language. You know, language at some point has become a uniter. People can have their say, but what have you? Can you imagine in Liberia, for instance, where we have all these indigenous languages, if there wasn't any one unifying language, however corrupt it might be one way or the other. So there are a few things we can talk about, but I'm talking about the devastating impact of colonialism, bringing in this whole idea of urbanity and its own defects and all that kind of a thing. So it is part of that mosaic within which we find the the urban woman or the urban man who is corrupted, and therefore goes out to corrupt other people, or incidentally goes out to corrupt other people. We see that. And so that is a rippling effect of I would say that is a rippling effect of colonialism as we know it.
And we see that also in Okopidek Song of Lawino,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
She's
yes,
saying my husband doesn't know me anymore. He wants
yes,
the
yes.
red dress and the
Mhm,
red
yes.
lips,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
He doesn't love our
He
clothes
has,
anymore,
yes, he
which
has
is
his head
very
very invoked.
interesting.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's a lament.
Yes, it's a lament.
It's really a great book. It's small, so if you haven't read it, you should read it.
Yes.
Okay,
Song of
so we
Lavina.
have we have Achebe. In Achebe, there are some strong women, like the priestess, right? The
Yes,
one
yes,
who,
that's
yeah,
right.
she's
Who
strong.
goes out to chastise the very Ukonku, who no
Yeah,
one
yeah,
speaks to and what speaks against and all that kind of a thing.
yeah.
She
She's
says
strong.
that you have defiled the land and therefore you have to pay X number of coros. And then when Okonkwo sadly kills the 16-year-old
Oof,
son
oof.
of Ogbuefi Izwedu,
Yes,
yes, and had to
oof.
be taken away from there for 7 years and all that.
But, Prof,
Hmm.
with all of these things, even what's his name, Ngugi,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Ngugi in a
Ngugu was
grain of
younger,
wheat.
yes. Hmm.
He has a woman,
Uh-huh. Hmm. Hmm. Yes,
as the
yes,
main character, a strong
yeah,
Wambui.
yeah,
Wambui
yeah,
is strong.
yeah, 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 yeah.
She's very strong.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That young lady through whom the some feistiness is ignited, and the the brothel has to be burned to the ground,
right
and
to the ground. Yeah,
the
yeah,
the flames looking like petals of blood and what have you.
yeah.
Yes, there are. Ngugi has a strong woman. In fact, there's the little one, which is Weep Not Child.
With Nacha.
Yeah, Njuruji, when he runs out almost wanting to commit suicide, it is the women that go out there looking for him.
Yeah,
They,
yes. And they bring him back.
yeah, they bring him back
They bring him back.
to
But
reassure him that life still continues. You cannot bow down to depression and all that kind of a thing.
and even the mother in that book, I think Niaboro or something,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
strong. She's
yeah,
questioning
yes,
why should men be this way? She's
yes,
really strong. But
yes.
but but the African writer,
Mm,
I'm talking about male writer,
mm,
the African male writer
mm.
that is like puts women front and center is Usman Semben.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Usman, yes,
Prof,
Usman, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
Usman Semben,
yeah. In fact,
God's bits of wood.
yeah, God base of wood, and you see the rallying effect of the women.
Yes,
I read every time I read that God's base of wood, I think about the Liberian woman
yes,
during the war.
yes.
The men, they were not afraid to fight, but they were afraid to die,
Yeah, they were afraid
and
to die.
therefore, and in fact, the women went to the point of making sure that they will shield the men. You know,
Yeah,
you
yes.
are. I don't care what is happening today. You are my pillar, and therefore, I can't allow anyone to humiliate you, to destroy you. In the case of God's base of wood, you find the women, almost rallying around to be supportive of the men who had gone out there to carry on the rallying call that they ought not to be subjugated and what have you. So it is the defense of the class in Usman Siben Usman's book. And it also has to do with the whole idea of Marxism, standing up for the voice of the little guy, standing up for the voice of the little guy, and the women play a very significant supportive role.
And one thing that I mean, there are several things in the book that I really like, but one of the things is the rural woman
Hmm.
in St. Ben's book, whether it's Nyakoro or
Yeah,
Asita or
yeah,
Ajibiki,
yeah.
they they stick to the role of
Mm-hmm.
obeying their men.
Yeah.
Not only obeying their men, but ascribing to the traditional
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
And I have a quote here. I'm going to quote it because I can put it in the. Is it when Nyakoro tells Ajibiji, why are you always? I'm quoting. Why
Yeah.
are you always poking your nose in the affairs of men?
Mm-hmm.
They are preparing a strike, and that
Mm-hmm.
is not a thing for you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's the man's domain.
Yeah.
You know, it's the
They,
man's domain, and
they
then
recognize division of labor. They
yes,
recognize division of labor. Yeah.
but then interestingly enough, unlike Jaqua,
Yes.
right? Because Cyprian Equency feels like, oh, this woman, she's a prostitute. I'm just going to deal with her.
Oh.
Semben, no, I agree. I feel that way. That those people, they don't like the women. But Prof. Semben,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Usman gives strength
Mhm.
to women.
Yeah.
And he chooses Penda.
Yeah.
Penda is a prostitute,
Yes.
like Jaqua.
Yes.
But Penda is the one who leads the
Yeah.
women. You know, and he is almost like him saying, I will take the outcast
Yeah.
and she will be the one, like, you know, what the Bible say,
Yes.
the stone that
I
the
was coming
builder,
to
the stone
that.
that the builder rejected has
Yeah.
become
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
cornerstone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Even you talk about the role the Harlow played
yes, yes,
when yes when
yes.
to get them. Yes.
And Penda, she says,
Mhm.
and I have the question, I speak in the name of all the women,
Yes.
but I'm just the voice they have chosen to tell you what they have decided to do.
Amen.
Yesterday, we all laughed together,
Yeah.
men and women.
Yeah.
And today, we wept, we weep together. But for us women, this strike still means the possibility of a better life tomorrow. You know?
Investment.
Yes,
Investment.
yes, you know,
Women, many of them are futuristic.
yes,
Many of them. Yeah. Of course,
I like Penda.
again, we say that with the caveat that there can be exceptions. There are some women who are hedonistic. They
Yes.
want to eat everything and finish with it and what have you. But there are those ones who think about the future and therefore can help guide the man towards a specific, very beautiful future time.
Yeah, because I'm telling you all the time, like even in William Allen, is it William Allen, the senator suit?
R.H. Brown, yes, R.H. Brown,
Oh, yeah, the senator
yeah,
suit, you know,
yeah,
and oh no, William Allen, the applicants,
yeah, the applicants.
the
No,
applicants.
no, William Allen is this one who talk about the obituary for Howard
Oh, how
Bashi.
about you? But he
Yeah,
wrote a short story called The
mm.
Applicants.
And
Right?
well,
Yeah, The
probably
Applicants is the one
he
where
and
the two girls go look for a job, and
He
the
and
yeah, and the
uh-huh,
bishop wants to sleep with them before he gave them jobs.
uh-huh.
You know, so it's
Hmm.
always the urban. The urban is like, it's almost like you lose your morals when you come
Yes.
to the city.
The
You
thing
know,
about it is, as you well know, the city is a gathering of mammoth people.
yes,
Yeah, mammoth group of people. That's what it is. People from various walks of life. In the village, you will know your neighbor so easily. Your neighbor will know you, and that kind of a hearty give and take. But in the city, oh my God, it's everybody for himself and God is for all. This rat race is powerful in urban life.
yeah. So Prof, if, I want us to transition now
Hmm.
to away from Africa a little bit
Yeah. Okay.
to England, but
Hmm.
the transitional element
Hmm.
that's going
Yeah.
to move us
Hmm.
is the one from Mami. Remember Mami in Usman Semben's book,
Yes.
First Piece of Wood?
Yes.
Mami. So she
Yes.
tells her husband, because the poor man, he
Mhm.
don't want to go join the strike. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Say, ah man, let me I old now, let me just stay. And she says
Mhm.
to him, and I'm quoting, she said,
Mhm.
if you go back to work before the others, I will cut off the only thing that makes you a man.
Yes.
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 Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm telling you, these women were strong.
Yeah. Strong.
Yeah,
strong characters. Yes, strong characters.
because
I buy that. I buy that.
they
Yes.
became the breadwinners. They
Hmm.
were the
Hmm.
ones now working to
Yes.
support the men in this strike.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Because again, this whole thing, sometimes the investment aspect must not be lost.
yeah,
They and if we are talking about, if investment means planning for the future, then definitely they were fully aware of what was going on, and therefore they really wanted to be a part of the action in whichever way. Yes, you are going to a role play, that sort of a thing will become very much important in the process, and that's what they were engaged in, and it's very much important. Uh, uh, Siben Usman has very strong women characters in most of his works, whether it's a film or something of that sort. He does that.
yeah. So, Prof, we're coming to another strong woman. I would like
Yeah.
you introduce her since
Mm.
you're the one who decided we should discuss her. Who's that woman?
Ooh, which one now?
We'll go on the Shakespearean side now.
Oh, you talk about Cordelia.
And Lady Macbeth.
Oh, yes. Okay, well, in the case of King Lear and the daughter, uh, I respect her for knowing her stance,
Yeah,
understanding her stance,
yeah,
and not wanting anyone, whether old or young, to nudge her out of her path, her perspective on what it means to be honest with yourself, what it means to be honest with in a relationship. The
you
fact
know,
that we
Prof.
should, yes, please.
No, I said,
Mhm,
you're right when you say that all of these mystique and persona of women kind of
mhm.
overlap.
Yes.
Because if you look at African novels,
Mhm,
what some novels, you will see that the young people are
mhm.
expected to take wisdom from the old.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know we're going to discuss King Lear in the future. You and I have decided that
Yeah.
we're going to discuss that book.
Yeah.
But if you look at Cordelia,
Mhm.
when her father tells her so young and so cold,
Yes.
I think so cold, or yeah, and she says so young and so true.
Yeah.
That the child becomes the parent.
Yeah. The child
You
becomes
know,
a parent in the sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, and so in these three daughters, you see some of the persona of
Mhm.
greed,
Yes.
some
Greed.
of the persona of lack of integrity, lack of
Yes.
morals, and
Sycophancy and all
sycophancy.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
sycophancy.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
and yet you see that the one who stands true
Yes.
is the one that's shunned.
Yes. The
Yeah,
one who stands true is the one that is shown.
yeah,
Isn't that the world? Isn't that part of the world we live in, where people enjoy flattery?
yeah.
Flattery becomes the norm. So that, how am I looking? Oh, you are great. When in fact, when in fact, there's much about you that is wanting and that sort of a thing. Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
You see,
It's true.
and that is all the reason why uh, we have to be very careful about what others tell us,
Yes.
even if these people are so close to us and we believe they will not be lying to us. There's something about diplomacy which is part of social interaction. But if you are true to yourself and what have you, you should be able to cajole somebody to be able to lay it on you, so that in laying it on you, or telling you as it is, you should be able to, it may not be something done in a denigrating way, but at least you should be happy if someone were to tell you. I know of some people who uh, I kind of admire and respect those friends who can tell it like it is to them. In that way, they can make amends in terms of whatever they may have wanted to do, but having heard a positive criticism, they will be able to kind of draw inspiration from there. But you have Cordelia. and you have Reagan, and you have the
Bren,
other,
Bren, Bren,
yes,
Brunella or something. Yeah.
and the father at the moment, the father at the moment wants to pay attention to the older ones.
Yeah.
And there is something about, again, it happens in, there is something about people sometimes wanting to kind of trash youth. They think that they don't have anything to offer. And Homer gives us a bit of it when you talk about the Trojan War. Cassandra, who has the power of prophecy, is not listened to. We're talking about youthful.
Yes.
It's not listened to.
It's not listened to. Yeah.
Yes, they even ridicule her. Said, "This woman, you don't open the gate for that horse to come into the place.
Yeah.
This horse will be the end of our lives in this place." Oh, the people said they want peace. What do we do? And sure enough, so we go back to Cordelia, and Cordelia is being friendly but firm. Friendly but firm. Daddy, I don't love you more, I don't love you less, I love you like, another person. But the father is listening to whom? Listening
His other two
to the
daughters. Yeah.
elder.
And you see, one of the things is that when they portray the woman as ruled by her emotions,
Yeah.
as being soft, as
Yes.
being easily taken advantage of,
Yes.
those
Shy.
things then
Yeah.
come into the not only the literature, but
Yeah.
they come into how the authors perceive the female characters.
Yes.
So we come now to another character of Shakespeare, Lady Macbeth. Oh, I can hear people. I think that Lady Macbeth was vilified because Macbeth had his ambition. You leave the woman, okay? I told you today I'm on the devil's advocate. But Prof, one of the things that, because you see, she's a woman
Mm,
and she wants to be, she's strong, but she
mhm,
wants people to see her. So that quote,
mhm,
and I have it here, what she says, "Come,"
mhm,
I'm quoting now, "come, you spirits
mhm.
that tend on mortal thoughts.
Hmm.
Unsex me here."
What?
That word unsex means
Yes.
take away from me everything that you think a
Yes.
woman should have.
Uh-huh. Yes. Just make me tougher. Make me tougher. Let blind me,
Yeah,
uh, make me deaf. Let me not hear anything but what? Something. But I will agree to understand. You see, the the husband is away. Don't Macbeth is away
yes,
and sends a letter.
yes,
Sends a letter, having been approached and prophesied upon that he will be king tomorrow.
yes,
You will be king tomorrow. And he becomes so excited, takes the statement literally, you know, coming in with connotation and denotation again. You will be king tomorrow. And upon that, he is fired up. Who doesn't want to get fired up when, of course, something is coming? So he sends this letter. And so I will not totally blame Lady Macbeth.
that's what
She,
I'm saying.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That I will agree with you that the husband wanted an ally.
Yes.
The husband wanted a partner,
And
unwilling.
aren't wives supposed to stick by their
Yeah.
husbands?
And therefore, and therefore, she takes it to the breach.
Yes,
Yeah, she takes it there. And you wanted me to be your right hand person. I am going to be that on the triple. That's what I'm going to do.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
sadly towards the end now that he
So
breaks.
when
Mhm.
Macbeth is wavering, right?
Yes.
To kill Duncan,
What's
right?
wrong with you?
Yeah,
And you told
she
me,
says, and yes, what she says,
yes.
was the hope drunk,
Huh?
wherein you dressed yourself, had it
Huh?
slept since?
Uh-huh.
You know, she said,
Can
what
you
happened to
imagine?
this man? You
Yes.
know, you know.
You started something that reminds me. again, uh, in in uh, in uh, uh, Weep Not Child.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, uh, the the there was the Unjuroji from a poor home, and you had the 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 daughter of Jacobo.
Yeah. Yes.
Initially, uh, he wanted them to escape, but the woman got in there and said, the other way around now, the woman wants them to escape, and of course, they say no, so they have to remain in the place there and duke it and what have you. We come back to Lady Macbeth. You solicited her help.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
solicited her help, and it's in now, and you want to what? Draw back? Draw that for me. That has also a serious implication
Yeah.
in a man and woman affair. Sometimes, when it gets to pregnancy and what have you, then a man wants to run away and that sort of a thing. But wait a minute, when we were mating and what have you, you didn't see this thing that will come out of it, and
Yeah.
yet you kept nudging me on. So there we have Lady Macbeth. There we have Lady Macbeth,
I mean,
whose husband had solicited her help, and she dressed up emotionally for
yeah,
what
they
she had
weren't
to
ready.
do.
Come on, guys, you're in the audience. Help me here. Who's on
Yes,
Lady Macbeth's side? I
yes,
mean, if you come, you
mhm,
finish telling your wife, "Oh, I will be president."
yes,
And not only I'm not only saying I will be president. There are three witches
yes.
who
Who
told
told
me
me?
I will be
Yes, I
president.
am the president tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. And not
Yes,
only that, those witches they always
yes,
talk true.
yes,
So I will be president.
president.
I mean, come on, guys, work with me here. Who wouldn't? So the woman says, unsex me here. Let me be like a
Yeah.
man.
Mm-hmm,
And then
mm-hmm,
when poor Macbeth, when he comes and he says,
mm-hmm.
going back will be more tedious than going
Yeah,
forward.
yes.
She said, no, no, no. Let me tell you what you're supposed to do. Be like the innocent flower, but be
Yeah,
a serpent underneath.
yeah. So, wow.
No, I think that
Literature.
no, I think the woman was, but you see, Prof, I think that you see, as Lady Macbeth started to think of herself as queen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hmm.
She started to think about it, she started thinking about it. She's like, whoa. So
Yeah.
she wants to show
Yeah.
Macbeth
Oh,
her commitment.
yes. She has this moxie, they will
Yeah.
say, has this moxie.
This
In
woman,
prison.
look,
Yeah.
I put this quote because she says, I have given suck,
Hmm.
right? Which means she has born a child
Yeah.
and the child has sucked her breast. She said, I have given suck and know how tender it is to love the babe that milks me,
Hmm.
right? But I would, while it was smiling in my face,
Hmm.
have plucked my nipple
Hmm.
from his boneless gum and dashed the brains out,
What?
had I so sworn as you have done to this. The
Hmm.
woman said, I'm in it with you.
I'm in it. Down to the scalp of my head. I'm in it. Yes.
And so when when my best time, she said, and people like, screw your courage to the sticking place. Screw your courage to the sticking place.
You started this fire. Don't let it go.
Let
Don't
it
leave me this way.
be
Don't leave me this
inside.
way. Yes. She was really down up to it in the throat. Yeah, yeah.
But Prof, one of the other characters in Macbeth, I
Hmm.
mean in Shakespeare,
Yeah.
that is worse than Lady Macbeth. People like to give this woman a hard time. Was that Tamora in Titus
Mhm.
Andronicus? Remember?
Yes,
That
yes.
woman made the more rape
Yeah,
Lavinia. She
yeah.
said, not only do you rape her, do
Mhm.
any when you do anything bad to her, you
Mhm.
will show your love to me. Do whatever
Hmm.
you want.
Can you imagine
True
that?
that, yeah, yeah. So Tamora,
Mhm.
nobody talks about it because people don't like to read Titus
Yeah,
Andronicus.
yeah.
But Lady Macbeth wasn't that bad.
Yeah, again, it's this whole idea of how do we look at things?
Yeah,
If you look at things superficially, and that's what literature denies us. Literature does not want us to look at things superficially.
Yeah.
Literature wants us to do a deep rooted analysis of works that come the way. So if you look at Lady Macbeth superficially, you would say, well, she had no business and all that kind of a thing. But if you are talking about love, if you are talking about partnership and what have you, you can see an exemplary level of partnership in that relationship between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. So whether Macbeth took it lightly and what have you, well, that's his cup of tea. That's his cup of tea. You 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 send the bulldog into action. You must bear the consequence.
But it's not what they say, husband and wife, the partnership.
Yes, partnership.
Partnership.
How can you withdraw now when things come to fruition or are about to come to fruition?
Yeah. Okay, so let me because we so please the audience,
Hmm.
if you want to donate to focus on Liberia, it's running by Cash App at FOL Media. It's right
Hmm.
there if you want to donate to focus on Liberia. Let's look at some of the comments, Prof.
Yes,
Um,
that's right.
Haruna Kaita say, right, Dr. Nangbe Messiah is going to see that from a female perspective. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm playing the devil's advocate, Haruna. I'm playing the
Which
devil's
is what we are enjoying right here. Hmm.
advocate. It would never all have to be equal. Well, I know I'm not saying it's equal, but it's a partnership, whether it's unequal or not.
Yes,
Chebo
others
said,
can make
thank
it
you for
equal
the
though.
show.
Others can make it
He's
equal.
watching.
Yeah. Oh, trouble.
Emmanuel is watching from Boston.
Hey, our man Jackson, Mr. Jackson.
Oh, George Freeman is watching from Cape Mount, Liberia. Hey, George.
Hey, hi, George. How are you?
And Albert said this is inspiring.
Darling,
Uh,
yes.
Martha McIntosh, Professor Nangbe taught me English at LU. I really enjoy his lectures. Good to see him still going strong. Hey, Prof.
Is that right? How are you, Martha? Ah, Martha King. How are you doing?
You see, Prof, you're finding a lot of your students on this show.
Oh, well, maybe they are interested in literary things.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yes,
yes.
that's good.
Thank you, Dr. Jay
Albert,
and Dr.
yeah.
Nangbe. You shaped me. So, Prof, that's another student, Aberfani.
Oh my God, how are you?
Martha says, I've forgotten the name of the novella he wrote in the early 90s. So that was one I really enjoyed. You can't think about the name. Which one was
Oh,
it, Prof?
oh, but that's what we talk about. The road to Romeo.
The Road to Romeo, Martha.
Romeo.
It's called The Road to Romeo.
Okay, Martha,
I would
thank you
say
so
he's
much.
enjoying the show.
Yes. Oh.
Albert said there are some of his works, The Power of Education, The Church in Liberia, The New
Mm-hmm.
Educational Policy,
Okay.
The Reconciliation of the Liberian People,
Okay.
The Challenges of Education in Africa.
Uh,
Yeah, so
wow.
that's a
That's
lot.
good. Yes.
How would I? Hey, if this person is on me, the word of humanity has two wings. One is
Mhm.
women and the other men. Not
Yes.
until both wings are equally developed can the bird
Yeah.
fly. Should one wing remain weak, flight is impossible. Oh, that's
No,
good.
that you are right. You are right. That is true. And I guess in the conversation people are holding now, as far as the both genders are concerned, that is what is being pounded in the heads of a lot of people. There has to be that equality.
Well, Harada says that the ego corrupts any individual. Perseverance is different from obsession. The problem is that they were obsessed. Okay,
Yeah.
Haruna, let me say to you, yes, they were obsessed, but who brought in the idea? It was the man. It was the man. If Macbeth hadn't written her to say, "Oh,
Yeah.
guess what?
Mhm.
You will be
Yeah.
queen, I will be king."
Yes.
Look, no, no. Listen, Prof.
Do
Haruna,
you,
just
I
listen
wish
to me.
I wish we had the letter itself to read it out. It would be a powerful thing to read. Anyway, go ahead.
No, no, but listen to me, Prof.
Mhm.
Lady Macbeth,
Yeah.
she didn't fit the Elizabethan persona of
Yeah.
of a woman.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that, but she was a good woman before because the woman had to pray to the gods to unsex me here.
Yes.
So it meant that she did have feminine feminine characteristics.
Yes.
But she was saying, take it away from me.
Yes.
You know,
I don't
yeah,
want to
take
be
it away
that
from me.
soft,
Yeah,
calm and quiet woman. I have to take up the sword and shield and move into battle, so that if this guy wants me to wear his pants, then I'll do that. But I have to
yeah,
move on.
yeah. Prof, let me read the letter, right? I got it right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I think it starts now. She said, they met me in the day of success,
Yes. That
and
is
I
wicked
have
one.
learned by the perfect report they have
Yes.
more in them than mortal knowledge.
Yes.
So these people, these witches, they know.
Yeah.
When I burned in desire to question them further,
Yeah.
they made themselves air into
Yes.
which they vanished.
Yes.
Why I stood wrapped in the wonder of 8 key missives from the king, who
Hmm.
all hailed me, Thane of Cawdor,
Hmm.
by which
Hmm.
title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with, Hail, King that shall be.
Hmm.
This have I thought good to deliver thee,
Yes.
my dearest partner of
All
greatness,
all
that
right.
thou might not lose the dues of rejoicing
Hmm.
by being
Congratulations
ignorant,
there.
yeah, by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay
Hmm.
into thy heart
Hmm.
and farewell.
Hmm.
Right?
Can you just imagine
Yeah.
that? All the ingratiation and all that kind of thing there. What are you talking about? Do you want to be queen tomorrow? And what have
The
you? A royal
message,
family?
he said, I needed to warn you so in case you can get ready.
It's,
Sorry,
it's,
to buy your dress, fix
yes, your
yourself.
jewelry,
Yeah,
everything.
he said, because I don't want you to just hear it the day before it happened. Let me just
Hmm,
tell you in advance.
I know. Let him lay it on you. Wow.
Yeah, Thane of Corder. No, no, no. King.
King.
So I mean, you're leading woman. The woman started
You are looking at a future king now.
looking
But
at
of
a
course,
future
even the
king.
future is not distant anymore. Tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. So so
Wow.
so yeah. So and the dollhouse, Prof. Let's move from because because you see, Shakespeare, he does play sometimes into the existing conditions of women at the time.
Yeah.
Although he does have strong women like Portia in The Merchant
Mhm.
of Venice,
Yeah, yeah, measure of Venice.
Cordelia in
Yeah,
King
yeah,
Lear, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But other than that, he does have women playing
Mhm.
roles that are conforming
Mhm.
to the Elizabethan age.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, so
So that when a woman breaks out of it, that woman is almost astounding. Really, it
that
makes a difference.
that's
That's a,
why Cordelia is
mhm.
such an important character,
Yes.
because you see, Cordelia, she stands true to herself.
Hmm.
If you look at Portia in Merchant of Venice,
Yeah. Wow.
she was
So
there to
Daniel
solve
come to judgment.
she was there to solve her man's
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
That's all she was there for,
Uh,
to solve the problem for her man.
oh,
But Cordelia,
yes.
Cordelia is true to herself.
Yes.
She's true to herself. So I think that she's a very good,
Strong.
yeah.
Strong woman.
I'm sorry, Prof. I laugh too much, but it's literature is really,
Yeah.
World Book Day and
Mhm.
Women History Month. It's a time to discuss women,
Yeah.
and things like that. But sometimes you read books not only by men
Hmm.
but also by women,
Yeah.
and you just want to weep, because even in this day and age, like you said, there's a mystique about women,
Hmm.
but that mystique, some of it has been manipulated,
Yeah.
some of it has been uh, 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 turned
Maybe
into
yeah.
something different. Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's no doubt, that women are nurturers,
Mm.
and like you say, that's why when a woman deviates from that path of nurturing,
Hmm. Yeah.
people get shunned. Like if a mother
Yeah.
kills her
Yeah.
child,
Yes.
I believe it. you
Yeah,
know, because a mother should not do something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and things like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
you
So
know,
we come to Henrik Eisben,
sin. Yeah,
the others called Eisben. Uh, the 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 woman Nora,
yeah,
uh, again, the setting of this play is in the 1800s,
yeah,
when women were supposed to be dolls, things to play
yes,
with, things to decorate the house and all that kind of a thing. And so she plays along, Nora plays along for a while, to a point where the husband is not well, and she is caught between and betwixt. She thinks she can make a a move, but she is supposed to be someone in the closet, in the background.
mm-hmm.
So again, she takes upon herself and forges her father's name to get a loan from a bank,
Yeah,
something that was an abomination at the time. So again, she wants to be true to herself. She wants to be in the saving life business. Yeah. So she contracts a loan, and it is true that the husband gets killed out of the country.
mm-hmm.
But then the husband becomes an ingrate.
Yes,
Yeah.
like Freddie in
Yeah.
Jackwanana.
This girl is bad. Like,
No, that is true.
so anyway, um, so the banking system who had made it possible now wants a higher job, and therefore he gets to the point of blackmailing Nora.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Nora will not so easily budge. Eventually, uh, the guy spills the beans, and the husband gets the letter. He gets the letter, and he goes bananas.
yep,
He explodes. How dare you? And begins to insult the woman. But I didn't do it for myself, honey. I don't want to hear that. This is again, this is something superficial about it. People talk about thou shalt not lie. And even if the lie is supposed to save life, no, you should not lie. You see, the superficiality is what the guy is in, and begins to trash the woman until the woman gets to a point and says, enough is enough.
yep,
I am
yeah,
leaving this place here. You can have the children, whoever you want to do, just go ahead. So the question comes, what is a lie?
yes,
Uh, what is, when we talk about the means to an end, is it a means or means to an end? If a lie is a means to an end, what do you do about it? That reminds me of a little poem. The poem is titled the grammarian's the grammarian song. So uh, every time you say who is that? It is I. It is I. Okay, that's good English now he is speaking. But in the poem, a bear is chasing him down. And unless someone opens the door and he rushes in, the bear is going to eat him up. So it gets to the point and says, who is that? Who is that? Well, the thing that comes from his mouth is, it is me. It is me. Not it is I anymore. But again, as simplistic at that point is, it comes to what I'm talking about, where we talk about what is a lie. Uh, do we have black? I mean, do we have white lie and dark lie? What is it supposed to achieve? If it is supposed to achieve the good, what do we say? Do we say that well, you ought not to do it because a lie is supposed to be what the bad thing to do? And it is in that case that Trover, the husband, is chastising the woman. I don't
Yeah.
want to hear what you did. You shouldn't have lied at all. But you standing in front of me would not have been alive if I
Yes.
didn't go through what I went through. So
Yeah.
there we have to talk about it again. Part of the mistake. The woman knows that life is important. And if that had to cut off her hair, so be it. But she's got to, it is my husband who is not well. It is my husband who is not well. It is my husband for whose business I've got to find money. I don't care, come hell or high waters. So
Yeah.
that
And
is what we have
he
over there.
tells her that
Huh?
in that quote that we have here.
Yeah.
When he said, Nora, I would gladly work for you night and day and endure sorrow and hardship for your sake.
Mhm.
But no man can be expected to sacrifice his honor
Mhm.
even for the person he loves.
Yeah.
And Nora replies, but millions of women have done it.
Aha.
Yes, they have sacrificed their honor for the
Yes.
men they love. You're
Yes.
saying that men shouldn't do it,
Huh?
but millions of women have done it.
Are you crazy?
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
yeah,
See what I went through. I could have been humiliated. I would have been in my own house. That's where I'm gonna be humiliated. None of that.
yeah.
You don't appreciate me. You are trashing me and what have you. You think I'm a doll and that's what I'm good for. No, it's not going to happen here.
But that's what I'm telling you. That's what they did to Lady Macbeth.
And that's what they did to Jacqueline too, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, Prof. Every time the woman falls down, it's because of the man. And no,
Amen.
no.
But you're dating in Eden now. So you're getting a payback. That's what it is.
Yeah, I know, Prof. But still, I feel that Lady Macbeth has been misunderstood. The woman, she was all right that she got the letter.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're telling the woman, oh, get ready because I just want you to get ready because you can be queen. Of course, the
Yes.
woman starts to,
Yes.
what they call it, vaulting ambition. Isn't that
Yes.
what? Yeah,
Vaulting
that's the word they
ambition.
use.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's a vaulting ambition that overleaps itself.
Yes.
That's what she said. Vaulting ambition that overleaps
Leaps
itself.
itself. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was more than that. It had jumped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so
yes, it's some of these things that we talk about. Sometimes a woman is sitting down minding her business,
yeah,
and then this rascal man goes over there and what have you, and everything explodes.
yeah, and that's what happened. It explodes, but almost always, Prof.
Amen.
No, I'm saying there's some instigating. The woman doesn't do it alone. You never heard Lady Macbeth says, "Unsex me," until she got that letter.
the,
So it's
uh,
always,
the,
it's always,
mm,
it's always. I think it's always.
somewhere I've read that if there is a plot that is so neatly put together that deciphering the chords becomes very difficult, they will say, cherchez la femme, cherchez la
Yep,
femme.
cherchez la femme.
Look for, look for.
So women have been
There's always a
scapegoats
woman.
all through centuries. Women have been scapegoats when they shouldn't be. Lady Macbeth,
Amen.
I'm telling you, Prof, the woman is misunderstood.
Yes.
Haruna says Dr. Nangbe is good. We all agree. I was a student, so
No, no,
I agree that
forget
Prof Nangbe
about
is.
no,
I agree with you.
no,
You
no,
know,
my Jackie.
yes. He gave me hard time. Don't mind Prof Nangbe.
You see
You
now,
know,
trouble start now.
yeah, trouble start. This man gave me hard time in his
You,
class. I
I
think,
guess
yeah.
if you ask Ms. McIntosh, Martha might have a word to add there too on your
Yeah.
behalf. Anyway,
Eugenia said Lady Macbeth goes her husband into committing regicide. I don't remember much of
no,
the
go,
story.
no, well,
I would
go,
love to read the story
well,
again.
I, I, I don't, I won't agree with Golding. I won't agree with Golden. Is if is that if is a if it is the real thing, Eugenia, it's got to be the other way around. It's the husband who goaded the lady into that thing there.
The
She was,
husband of Eugenia.
yeah, that's the husband, because the wife was minding her own business, just waiting and saying to herself, when my husband will come now, when my husband will come now, because this guy was a general, war general, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes. He had gone to war. I said, when the man will come, huh, honey, when you will come, then what she gets is a letter that blows her hair off.
Yeah. They
What?
want may say we are partners in greatness. We are
What?
partners.
Are you saying that tomorrow you will become king? My God, if you are going to become king, then obviously I'm going to become the what? The queen, and therefore, uh, let's go on. We are going to be together. I'm going to be what? Your trusted partner, and we are going to do it. Yeah, try to read it. It's a powerful story. It's a powerful story. Um, it's a powerful story. Lady Macbeth is told uh, a plan, something that's going to happen, and she gets the message and runs with it. Hmm? She gets the message and runs with it.
I agree with you, Haruna. All the women were mistaken, even Eve.
Well, this is a very pleasant evening. All
Because,
women were.
Prof, I agree wholeheartedly.
She,
What did Eve say? What did Adam say? When God said, "Where are you?" He's like, "The woman that you gave me the apple, and I did eat." He didn't say I ate the apple. He said the woman that you gave me. Eh? Putting the blame on somebody else.
I swear.
Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah.
Bible, the
Eve was,
Bible.
Eve was, Eve was misunderstood.
Dude.
You
Hmm.
know that
She,
Eve opened her mouth. Eve didn't open his mouth.
you know how to laugh, right?
It's true, Eugenia. I mean, I'm telling you, Prof, this thing here can give the woman hard time. You know.
but
No, I
but
think I think
but
I think
but
that Lady Macbeth was,
but he got himself. You
yeah,
know, did he have something under his sleeves
yeah. But anyway, it
to bring
happened.
Eve in the picture? Mm,
Macbeth didn't become a king because the trees did come to destiny.
yes,
And
yes.
the fun thing is that, I mean, I don't know people who've read the book, of course, it's been a long time.
Mm,
But what happened was that the witches had said to Macbeth
mm.
that no man of woman born
Yes.
will harm you.
What?
So Macbeth said, what?
All
Every
this?
man is born of a woman.
Yes.
So if the witches say
Are
to me
saying that.
that no man of woman born will harm me, then nobody can kill me.
No man.
Yeah,
Huh? Is it
I
not
lead.
some
That's where the phrase comes from. I lead a charmed life.
hmm.
Remember, Prof?
Yes.
He said, I lead a charmed
Hmm.
life, for no man of woman born can harm me. And what does they say to him? Curse be thy charm.
Oh my God. That's right.
Right? And why curse be thy charm? Because you're saying that you lead a charmed life. But
Mhm.
curse be your charm
Yes.
because what? I was from my mother's womb
Yes.
untimely ripped.
Yes.
You see?
Hmm.
So the thing is, if you say no man of woman born, and it means that all people who came out the natural way
Yes.
from their mother.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy who's coming to kill you,
Mm-hmm.
he was ripped from his mother's womb, maybe by cesarean.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
That's right.
to
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
kill you.
Yes. You see,
Yeah,
and that is again, that's part of the beauty of Shakespearean language.
yeah,
This uh, use of puns and all these metaphorical pieces they put together, and
yeah,
by the time you know what's happening, the person who thought was on the better side of the game is sucked in, and that's the end of it. That we see that also in Sophocles' uh, Oedipus complex, you know, and the story ends, and Oedipus goes out off stage and plucks out his eyes and what have you.
yeah, yeah. So Macduff says to him, right, when he said, I lead a charmed life,
Mm-hmm.
right? MacDuff says to him, "Despair thy charm,
Mm-hmm.
and let the angel whom thou
Mm-hmm.
still hast served tell thee, Macduff was
Mm-hmm.
from his mother's womb untimely ripped."
Mm-hmm.
I know Macduff, Macbeth said, "Damn."
So there's somebody who would just blow up my charm and everything, and
Yeah, so
you mean the
I'm
wishes,
sorry, Prof.
the wishes won't have identified that
Yeah, Haruna said most often people get misled by spiritual or supernatural statement because
yeah.
of literal interpretation.
Interpretation. Yes, Karuna.
Like that never die church. They say, "Oh, you will
Yes,
never die."
yes. You are right. You got it right. That's what
Yeah.
it is. You know, you know.
Yeah. Ah,
Uh,
good. Prof, it's so so fun. And then of course we have the last. Remember the last quote that we said. You want to read that?
yes.
Yeah, you read that because I mean I think it's one of the best things that
Mm,
Shakespeare has ever written. I
mm,
love this. So
yeah.
so everybody who's here, Prof is going to read a quote from Macbeth.
Little Macbeth. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, breathe candle, lives but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
End of quote. Yep.
Oh yes. Now, when it's getting to that part now, then she begins to realize that they are losing the battle.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
battle is being lost, and it is sometimes that denouement that is haunting. It is that denouement that is haunting. It's like, where are we?
Yep.
All that we've been talking about, all that we've been doing, come to a point, and of course, here we are.
All our yesterdays.
Yes.
Yes. Life is but a
I,
walking
mhm,
shadow
mhm.
that struts and frets upon the
Yes.
stage and then is heard no more.
No more.
No more.
Is it?
Yes.
And you see a piece of that even in uh, another of his uh, play, which is The Tempest.
Yeah, the tempest. Yes.
Yes, at the end,
Yes.
the
Yes.
daughter who had been saying, "No, my child, all these things you're talking about here and what have you, they were just like a play and what have you. These things will dissolve. The ocean, okay, the trees, the forest, and what have you are just going to dissolve themselves. Time is going to be no more."
Julian says women are smart and good liars to protect their family. We heard a struggle women with most times tell the outside world that all is well. Men have always been in harm's way for their families indeed. Well, you know what? That's relative, but you're right. Okay, the show. No, but Prof, it's like we talked last week about we said nothing is ever settled until it is settled right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the question was, what is right?
Well, what is right?
It's relative because what
Mm-hmm.
is right for you? I'm not saying good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
No, some things are unmovable. Don't start moving the yardstick. But when you say, okay, I'm having problems with this person, we will settle it.
Mm-hmm.
We will settle it right. What may be right for you may not be right for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on the circumstance and
Mm-hmm.
the context with through which you were injured or something. So
Mm-hmm.
no, but that right we're talking about, like you said, what is a lie? What did Nora do for her family?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that lie is relative because you sometimes you say, oh, I would not lie,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a white lie really if it's not going to harm people.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you have to look at
Pure. You talk
intent.
about pure and dark.
Yeah,
Pure
pure and
and
dark.
dark. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's and again, as I said, the thing about right, yes, whether we say is relative and not relative, and they talk about facts and what have you, true. I think again we have to look at it from the context of what we human beings are made of.
Yeah.
We talk about the collective human being. We talk about the group human being and what have you. We can say that truth is relative, yet truth has a magnet. Truth has an energy. Until that energy is ignited with the energy of the whole, we cannot claim that the truth is relative, and therefore we can ignore what others think about that truth. That's for me, that's what I see. If if we say that this is true and I try to own it for myself, the the reality will fall in place, and it will, you people will begin to see the lying aspect of the truth that I said I had. But
Yeah.
if that truth ignites or unites with the truth of the whole, the collective truth, then of course it has more energy than what? Than the individual energy. And that is what we saw during, Trump's time in this place here. If we bring little politics in there, people say,
Mm,
someone says, okay, alternative truth. What do you call alternative fact?
yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
We
yeah,
will be back here.
yeah,
We'll go over. We'll be back here next week with another literary book that you.
yeah,
We're gonna send the poster
yeah,
maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday, so you
yeah,
guys can read a book and get. And, and this is a place where we just come to chill. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
my
yeah.
prof gave me hard time in school, but we're here. And we will chat.
Duke it out, eh?
If there's one or two persons here, we will chat.
Yeah,
Just to be here on a Friday evening. So, Prof, as
yeah,
always, we learn a lot from you, and you met
yeah,
one of your other students,
yeah.
Macintosh.
Martha
Yes,
has to know
every
Macintosh.
week there's a student. We gotta have a reunion for Prof
Yeah,
Nangbe.
I know. Maybe let's do Zoom, just see faces
Yes,
and
we're gonna do a Zoom.
laugh and
Yes,
cry over certain things and what have
yes,
you.
and we remember when he gave us low grade and everything. We remember it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, but we want to say thank you to everybody. As,
Yeah.
as Prof always says, it's getting late. I have to go home and it's
Mm.
dark.
I hope
But it's always been a pleasure being here with our Prof.
yeah.
And Prof, you and I will chat later.
Yes.
Yeah, and do you want to say? My ride is coming. Do you want to say anything to the viewers before we leave?
Yeah, again, we are in the literary business, and we are in the business of words. We are in the literary business, and we are in the business of words. The charm of words, the conundrum of words, all those things are brought together, and they help make what? Every evening a wonderful evening. So, whatever we may have given out there, we hope that it kind of entertained as well as uh, called for reflection. We want you to be able to reflect on words we see, statements we hear, and actions that we are often called to observe. All these things make the whole idea of critical thinking a very useful thing. So that is what we do here, and we hope that every time you all come, it's going to be a beautiful thing. We want to send a word out there to all of you for always joining us to make our audience a very good one. Oh God,
Just say you're a
yeah,
legend,
I don't know about that one.
and we agree.
Thank you. Yes,
Most time
and
when you lie about something, they try to know what is in there for them and determine the way to relate it. If someone came to collect money that I have for them, my wife said, "My husband is not here to help release me. I love her more." Oh, that's so nice. Okay, well, this was a nod to now to the Women's Month, we want to say
Yeah.
thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
We'll be here
Women's Month.
every Friday at 6 o'clock.
Mhm.
So please join us, and
Mhm.
like we always say, share this show, and please
Yes.
donate to Focus on Liberia.
Yes.
And whether you are like me, you feel that Lady Macbeth was underappreciated, or you feel like Lady Macbeth was evil, you feel that Cyprian Ekwensi,
Yeah.
Achebe,
Yeah.
they put women in a bad light,
Yeah.
and Ben
Good
is the
life.
man. Ben is the man. We want to say
Oh.
thank you for joining us, and we
Yeah.
will see you next week.
Yes.
Be safe. There's a snowstorm coming up in
Yes.
upstate New York here.
Please take
So
care and
yeah,
yeah.
stay home, be
Mhm.
well, be safe, and we always say lift Liberia up.
Yes.
We continue to pray for our country, and we
Yes.
are all Liberians, and don't ever
Yes.
forget that. Good
Yes.
night.
Good
Good
night.
night, bro.
Yes. Take care.
Okay.
We are Labira. Labira is our home.